I think the world is round.
The world round? Oh, Christopher.
Yes, I think the world is round, like a ball.
Christopher Columbus, you're not going to tell anyone about this wild idea of yours, are you?
Beyond the horizon.
It is springtime of 1471. The sun is hot, scorching the roads of Andalusia. On a hill about a mile from the little seaport of Palos, two strangers are traveling on foot. Their shoes almost worn out, their clothes soiled with dust, and their foreheads streaming with perspiration.
Papa, I'm tired.
I know, son.
When are we going to get there, Papa?
We have no special place to go, son.
Why don't we go home?
We have no home, Diego, my son. Your mother died, remember? We... Oh, see that building? Well, that's a monastery. We'll stop in the shade of the porch and rest a while.
Why don't we stop at an inn, Papa?
Oh, my son, we're too poor for that. We have no money at all. Here we are, son. The cool of the porch shade.
Are we going to stay here all night, Papa?
I don't know, son. It depends. It's just midday, and...
How do you do, sir?
Oh, greetings, honored friar. My son and I were just taking refuge in the cool of your porch shade.
Your son's a very fine-looking boy. What's your name, son?
Diego Columbus, sir.
Well, some very big and important men are named Diego.
My papa's name is Christopher Columbus.
And I'm sure your father's a great man already. Oh, by the way, sir, our monastery is always open to wayfarers such as you and your son. Won't you come inside and refresh yourselves? Renew your strength with water, bread, and olive.
Thank you, sir.
Right this way. Through this door, please. Sit down. I'll instruct Brother de Gama to bring you refreshments. Then I'm going upstairs and inform the prior of your arrival.
You say that it's a man and his young son?
Yes, sir.
And they appear to be people of note?
Yes, sir. The father has a noble countenance and bearing. And the son is... Well, sir, he is elegant.
Yet they're poorly dressed.
Yes, Brother Juan Perez. Their shoes are worn out, their clothing threadbare.
Perhaps they have seen better days.
Oh, yes, sir.
You think it advisable for me to go down and talk to them?
I think you'd find it very interesting, sir, and enlightening.
I'll go. Your name, sir, I believe, is Columbus.
Yes, honored prior. And this is my son, Diego.
A very nice boy, too. I can see that. My name is Juan Perez de la Marchena, former confessor to Her Majesty Queen Isabella. I am prior here at the convent La Rabida. We welcome you here to our humble monastery.
Oh, it's a haven of rest for us.
By the way, sir, you and your son don't appear to be the type who seek shelter in poor and lonely monasteries. May I inquire into the circumstances that make you travel on foot through the byroads of Spain?
I just came from Portugal, where I suffered misfortune and reverses. My wife died, and I lost everything I had.
You and your son are alone in the world.
Yes, sir.
You know, Mr. Columbus, for some reason, I'm impressed with you. I have an inner urge to help you, do something for you. It's a feeling I can't explain. I wonder if you'll do me a favor, a great favor.
Well, I surely will, if I can.
Tell me about yourself. Everything. I believe in providential leadings. Perhaps in your past life I can find something that will explain this inner feeling I have.
Of course, even though there's really nothing to tell. I was born of, rather well-to-do father in Italy. In my youth, I studied geometry, geography, astronomy, astrology, and navigation. At 14 years of age, I sailed for several years in trading vessels and ships of war. A shipwreck forced me to take up residence in Portugal, where I met a very charming young lady named Felipa da Pelestreo. It was soon after our unusual acquaintance that...
You're from Italy, and so am I, Christopher. We're both rather religious, and, well, we're in a foreign land, and we have
You
many...
are the most beautiful young lady I've ever known, and I think that we should get married.
What would we live on? Neither of us has any money.
Oh, but we have youth and health. I'm a hard worker, and I'll work my fingers to the bone for you.
All right, Christopher. I'll marry you. Now that we're married, Christopher, what are you going to do for a living?
Continue drawing maps and selling them to mariners and sailors.
The sea fascinates you, doesn't it?
Oh, not the sea alone, Felipa, but for some reason, geography and navigation do intrigue me.
My father has some letters from Toscanelli, the famous Florence navigator. Would you like them?
What are the letters about? Do you know?
Well, if I remember correctly, Papa said that they contained precise information about the seas of India.
Oh, just exactly what I need to finish my maps of the Eastern world.
I think the letters also contain something about rectifying the confused and fabulous elements of navigation, whatever that means.
Oh, Felipa, darling, it means that they're exactly what I want. You say I may have them?
I'll get them, and I hope they aren't a disappointment to you, Christopher.
While drawing the maps of the world and dotting my charts with islands here and there, I was struck by the great void that seemed to be in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. It seemed to me that there should be some sort of continent there. Anyway, while absorbed in this problem, Felipa gave me a son. I named him Diego, after my brother. Soon after Diego was born, I had the brilliant idea. You know, Felipa, I have a hunch. No, it isn't a hunch at all. It's a perfectly sane calculation based on Ptolemy and the Arabian geographers. I think the world is round.
The world round? Oh, Christopher.
Yes, I think the world is round, like a ball.
Christopher Columbus, you're not going to tell anyone about this wild idea of yours, are you?
You think it's a wild idea?
Why, no. No, Christopher. If you think the world is round, then I think so, too.
Oh, you're a wonderful wife, Felipa. No man ever had a better one.
Well, Christopher, what do you expect to find on the other side of the world? A new continent of some sort?
No, Felipa, a lost continent. I believe that on the other side of the Atlantic, I'll find a country of gold, pearls, and myrrh, the same country from which Solomon drew his wealth, the Ophir of the Bible.
I'm with you, Christopher. Whatever you wish, that is my wish, too.
I'm going to try to get backing. Sell the idea of a round world to someone who has the wealth and ships to sail across the Atlantic and find this lost continent. The very first thing to do is talk to the sailors and others. I stayed in Portugal for many years. It was during John II's reign. I tried and finally obtained an audience with His Majesty. He appointed a board of examiners to appraise my contention that there was a forgotten continent on the other side of the world. This board reported to the king that my ideas were absurd, contrary to the laws of nature and of religion. Nevertheless, the board secretly sent a vessel to try to find the lost continent. The vessel returned with its crew frightened by the immensity of the void abyss beyond the Azores, and naturally no one in Portugal would any longer have anything to do with me or my ideas.
How long did you stay there?
Several years, during which I lost my wife. Everything I had and loved was gone. Even my money, my maps, everything. I had only my son, Diego. I was deeply in debt, and My creditors threatened my liberty, so by night I escaped on foot, my son and I.
And you had no idea where you were going?
Yes, sir. In a way I did. In the back of my mind was the idea that I should try to gain an audience with King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella and sell them on the idea of my lost continent.
Oh, I knew it. God did send you to me.
I don't understand, sir.
I can help you.
You? Help me?
I am well acquainted with the King and Queen. In fact, I used to be Her Majesty's personal confessor.
Oh, but how about my idea that the world is round? You don't even know me. How could you possibly believe in my ideas?
The world is round, isn't it? And there is a lost continent on the other side of the Atlantic, isn't there?
Yes, sir. I believe it with all my heart.
Then I do too. And we'll persuade the King and Queen of it too.
Well, I've been disappointed so many times that I simply can't become enthusiastic.
Leave it to me, Mr. Columbus. I am convinced that I have been predestined by heaven to introduce you to the King and Queen.
The monk appreciated the beauty, energy, courage, and gentleness of Columbus. The two men were drawn together. Columbus, the dreamer and man of thought, had gained a strong, faithful friend. Juan Perez, the monk, persuaded Columbus to accept the monastery as a temporary home and resting place. Fernandez, a physician, and Pedro de Velasco, a skillful pilot and navigator, visited Columbus at the monastery and also became his friends. They had faith in his word, and they entered wholeheartedly into plans to persuade the King and Queen to back Columbus' desire to sail westward and find the lost continent.
Well, Christopher, with Pedro de Velasco and Fernandez both confident that your calculations are correct, I am more than ever determined that you shall sail westward and find your lost continent.
Oh, you're very kind to me,
Oh,
sir.
not at all, my friend. I am merely doing what God placed me here to do.
Well, how do you propose to help me?
I'm going to see that the King and Queen get the chance to back your expedition.
You're going to court and interview the King and Queen.
I wish I could, Mr. Columbus, but I leave the interview up to you. However, I will write a strong letter of recommendation to Fernando de Talavera, who is now the Queen's confidant and confessor.
Oh, but he may not have the faith and confidence in me and my dreams that you do. He may not want to help me.
He's at court because I recommended him. He'd better do as I suggest.
So, with a strong letter of recommendation in his pocket and his son well taken care of at the monastery, Columbus set out for Cordova, where King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella were at that time. He went with complete confidence of success, which is the illusion of genius and also its guiding star. Arriving in Cordova, Columbus sought out the court confessor, Fernando de Talavera. After reading the letter from the monk, Juan Perez, Fernando de Talavera smiled.
You're Christopher Columbus?
Yes, sir.
This letter, it was written by Juan Perez?
Yes, sir.
The Juan Perez who is prior of the monastery of Rabida?
Yes, sir.
Then he's a bigger fool than I took him to be. A new land beyond the horizon.
Well, there is, sir. A lost continent.
Even if there was, this is no time to bother the King and Queen with offers of a new world. They're too busy recovering their own kingdoms from the Moors to even dream of conquering questionable possessions beyond the unknown sea.
Oh, but it won't take over a few hours to outline my ideas to the King and Queen. Certainly the possibility of new lands is worth that much of their valuable time.
We'll see.
Well, then you will arrange an audience with the King and Queen?
Where are you staying?
Oh, well, as yet, I haven't arranged to stay anyplace.
Well, get a place, and I'll notify you as soon as an audience with the King and Queen can be arranged.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
But days passed, and Columbus did not hear from Fernando de Talavera. So he decided to once again go to the palace to see Fernando de Talavera.
Whom shall I say is calling?
Christopher Columbus.
I'm sorry, Mr. Columbus, but Fernando de Talavera is busy and won't be able to see you.
I'll wait.
There's no use to wait. He can't see you.
Can Fernando de Talavera see me today?
I'm sorry, Mr. Columbus, but he can't.
He won't see me at all. Is that it?
Well, you can keep trying, sir. That's all I can say.
Christopher Columbus did keep trying, but to no avail. Finally, the money that Juan Perez had given him was all gone. Yet Columbus still remained in Cordova, hopeful that somehow he would yet get to see the king and queen. For 2 long years, Columbus remained in Cordova. Then, suddenly, he obtained an audience with King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. But it wasn't through the efforts of the faithless Fernando de Talavera. Instead, it was through the friendship and help of the Archbishop of Toledo.
You're very kind, Archbishop, and I thank you.
I'm happy to have been of slight service to you.
I only hope and pray that God will give me the strength and the courage to present my case before their majesties in such a way that they will back my voyage into uncharted seas beyond the horizon.
Ah, they will. And God bless you.
King Ferdinand listened to Columbus with attention, Queen Isabella with enthusiasm.
I have long believed, your majesties, that there is a continent westward in the Atlantic. My beliefs were born of various bits of evidence that have come to me through the years. Many men, sailing beyond the Azores, have brought back tales of having seen, floating on the water, such things as branches of trees unknown to us, pieces of wood carved with instruments other than steel tools, huge pine trees hollowed out into canoes capable of carrying 8...
Nature had given to Columbus the personal qualities that fascinate the eye, as well as the eloquence that persuades the mind. The truth of his beliefs and the might of his words were taken into the heart of Queen Isabella, and she became Columbus' ardent disciple. She believed in Columbus from the day she first saw and heard him. She was his proselyte on the throne, and his friend even to the grave.
Strong as I believe it to be, it could easily
Earnestly, Columbus talked on and on, the king and queen listening with rapt attention.
The theory that the earth is round is much more feasible and certainly more believable than the earth is some sort of...
Finally, Columbus ended his interview.
Christopher Columbus,
Yes, your majesty.
you have delivered a mighty discourse for your cause, and I am properly impressed.
Thank you, your majesty.
Nevertheless, as you probably realize, I must present your case to a council.
I expect to be tried by peers, your majesty.
Good. You will be notified when to appear before them. You may withdraw.
Thank you, your majesty. Long live the king. Long live the queen.
But Ferdinand, you know what a council will do. You know very well that they'll disapprove of his ideas and make it their...
Just the same, my queen, I must do it that way. As sovereigns, you and I are interested in acts, ideas. New ideas belong to priesthood. However, I will appoint more than monks and priests on the council. There'll be professors of astronomy, geography, mathematics, navigation, and all other wise men versed in divine and human knowledge.
Who will be in charge of this proposed council?
Let's see. Fernando de Talavera, Prior of the Prado.
Fernando de Talavera, the very man to whom the original letter of recommendation had been written. The very man who had previously disbelieved in Columbus' idea. The very man who, for 2 years, had successfully stopped Columbus from seeing the king and queen. With such a man at the head of the council, Columbus was in for another disappointment. And so it proved when this faithless Fernando de Talavera made his report to the king and queen.
Can anything be more absurd, your majesties, than to believe in the existence of people beneath us? People with their feet opposed to ours. Men who walk with their feet in the air and their heads down. Men of the topsy-turvy world. The trees growing with their roots in the air and their branches in the air. Your Majesties, the world is flat. And to further consider the proposition of this Columbus is far beneath the dignity of this royal court.
Thank you, Fernando de Talavera. It is the decision of the Queen and I that the proposition of Columbus must be turned down. Spain can and will have no part in dispatching men and ships to a supposed but non-existing continent beyond the horizon.
Columbus was disappointed, but not discouraged. The Queen also was disappointed, but she by herself could do nothing. She gave but one order to the court treasurer.
I want you to see to it that Christopher Columbus is well provided for. Wherever we go, I want him to go too. He is to be provided with transportation and housing, not as a hanger-on of the court, but as a royal and welcomed visitor.
Just at this time, the Moors of Granada started a new war with Spain. The court and army consequently went from place to place, camp to camp, fighting the Moors. Columbus trailed along, hopefully awaiting an hour's attention from the king or queen, a moment's attention, but it never materialized. Ruined in fortune, disappointed in hope, worn out by delay, heartbroken, and with tears in his eyes, Columbus gave up. Again, on foot, he set out to seek out his faithful friend, Prior Juan Perez, at the monastery at Rabida. Tears flowed from the eyes of Juan Perez at seeing Columbus come on foot, more miserably clad than at first. They embraced each other and condoled and wept together.
What are you going to do now, my friend?
I had intended to go to the King of France, see if he won't back my venture.
Columbus, my friend, I beg of you not to do that. I plead with you. Give Spain another chance. I know that Spain has been ungrateful and unbelieving, but please reserve to Spain the glory of your enterprise, an enterprise unrivaled in history.
But I've tried and failed. And the king and queen just aren't interested.
I'll write another letter. This time...
No, it won't do any good. I refuse to again go to the Spanish court, with or without another letter.
You won't have to. I'll send this one by Sebastian Rodriguez, and I'll write direct to the queen herself.
Sebastian Rodriguez, I command you to return to the Prior Juan Perez. Bid him to come to my court immediately. I will talk to him about Columbus. I believe in Columbus, Juan Perez. I always have.
So have I, Your Majesty.
I have decided that he shall have the necessary men and boats to make the proposed voyage into the western horizon.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
I doubt if the king will share my responsibility, so I shall undertake the enterprise alone. I will pawn my diamonds and jewels to meet the expenses of the expedition. You, Juan Perez, prior of the monastery of Palos, you will be in charge of the arrangements, and see to it that Columbus actually sails for those distant shores beyond the horizon.
Yes, Your Majesty.
The port of Palos, only 1.5 miles from the monastery, was chosen as the embarkation point. It was here 16 years before that Columbus, the stranger, ragged and leading a small boy, had first met Juan Perez. It was here on the morning of August 3, 1492, that Juan Perez accompanied Columbus to the shores of the port where the boats Pinta, Nina, and Santa Maria lay in anchor, waiting.
Columbus, my friend, I have blessed the sea and the 3 vessels. God will take care of you and your crew. You will return with the fulfillment of your dreams a reality.
I believe that, Prior Juan Perez. But it is you who have made it possible. But for you, I should have given up 16 years ago, and scores of times since then. Your friendship and the friendship of Her Majesty Queen Isabella has been my sustaining force. And now that I am actually embarking for yonder horizon and the unknown beyond the horizon, Goodbye, my friend.
Goodbye, Christopher Columbus.
As the three ships slowly sailed out of the harbor, there was no cheering, no glad hurrahs. Rather, there was mourning, sorrow, and tears, for the mothers, wives, and sisters of the men who sailed in the ships felt that this was a voyage from which there could be no return. Oh, but Columbus knew otherwise. He knew that there was a continent, a rich and wonderful continent to be discovered. Slowly, majestically, the three ships sailed away toward the fulfillment of a lifelong dream, toward that new continent.